Ross, reflect on Tuesday night. Late goal, but I suppose it was deserved in the end, was it?
Yeah, we built pressure towards the end of the game. To be fair, I think we were a better team over 90 minutes. But you can see we knew what they were about. They were a good team away from home, and they were the best form in the league away from home. So it's a good point in the end.
I was going to say, when they get the goal, they change their tactics, they frustrate and things like that. How positive was it that the lads just kept plugging away and got the rewards?
Yeah, I mean they tried to kill time at every opportunity. So yeah, it's just really important that we sort of stuck in there and kept doing the right things, and it paid off in the end.
How pleased are you for Mo? He's come in and done well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been excellent. Yeah, he's a nice kid. He's got bags of ability. So yeah, really pleased for him, and obviously it obviously helps him in sort of integrate into the group more. Obviously, with 2 goals now in his last 2, so really pleased for him.
Obviously, since last time we spoke to you, we managed to get a lot of wins at home. How good has it been playing here?
Yeah, it always is. So it's always a pleasure to play here. So yeah, it's just important now we just keep the run going and keep trying to pick up maximum points at home.
6 undefeated, 4 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat in the last 3 months. How much of a positive atmosphere has it been in the dressing room lately?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Yeah, to be fair, it always is though, because you know, even when we have lost, we've sort of identified the errors that have gone on and sort of eradicated it and rectified it. So it's been really good to sort of be involved in a team that's obviously only lost once in 3 months, and hopefully we can continue that run.
We've obviously spoken about consistency, and that's what it takes to win the league. You see other teams slipping up and dropping points. With that 1 defeat in 13, do you feel like we're hitting our stride after that sticky patch in October, November time?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was obviously important that we obviously stopped losing games, and I think we dropped down to 4th or 5th. And in that period there, it was important that we somehow kept the momentum going. So with that, it sort of held us in good stead for where we are now, and with the running now, we've got a massive chance of sort of getting ourselves over the line as such. Yeah.
How much do you draw on the experience from last season? Because it was kind of last month where we did kind of come unstuck, and that's where Tamworth ran away with it, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it was a freak. Kind of season in terms of, listen, they were excellent, so you can't take anything away from them. They were really good. They rarely dropped points and sort of rarely give anything away. And within that, you're obviously chasing a cheater as such, and so it was tough last season. So it's yeah, like I said, it kind of puts us in good stead for the run in this season, and hopefully we can get ourselves over the line.
It feels very different this season in that no one will run away with it. It's very tight up there, isn't it?
Yeah. There's good teams. There's good teams in it this season. Teams in good run of form as well. Obviously, you've got us, Curzon, Chester, Kiddie as well. They're still winning amongst it. So listen, there's good teams in there. So we need to just do what we can do and just keep ticking off the points. I was
going to say, there's probably any one of 6 or 7 teams that could still win it, isn't there? And you'd lose 1 game, 2 games, and you'd be down towards the bottom of the playoffs.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I mean. You're still really tight. I think we've played 31 or 32 games now. I think it's 31 games. We've got a game in hands as well. So listen, we can only do what we can do, and hopefully we can sort of keep pushing and keep picking up the points, and just see where we're at come the 27th of April. Yeah.
Last season it became out of our hands with just circumstance and how well Tamworth were doing. How good is it that this season it's in our hands? We've still got Kiddie to play, we've still got Chester to play, so it's well within our hands.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I think last season as well, I think we lost too many games on the bounce, where obviously Tamworth were picking up points and picking up scrappy wins and scrappy draws, and I feel like we're doing that this season as well, where we've not probably been at our best. but we're not losing as many games, which is important. We're still picking up points. We're still, like, our away form's better, home form's better, obviously. So that's all we can do. Is, you know, when we're not playing as well. Which, listen, it ain't going to happen every week. We're not going to be excellent every week. But how good can we be when we're bad, basically? Yeah. And we've been much better this season at being bad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I suppose, I know we weren't bad on Tuesday, but
No.
that's epitomised, isn't it? Probably a game we would have lost last season. It was a game we lost last season.
Absolutely, yeah. And to be fair, straight away when we come in and whatever, I mentioned that straight away. I was like, yeah, it's obviously a game which, you know, we're at home, we expect to win, and on a Tuesday night, and, you know, the opposition have probably been at work that day, and etc. etc. But it's a tough division. It's a really, really tough division. And listen, they're a good outfit. They're a really good team. They're a good side. So coming in after the game, you naturally you're disappointed. But from last season, we wouldn't have got anything from that game. So it's important we continue that mentality and sort of take that in towards the end of the season.
I think it's 5 or 6 games since we last spoke to you ahead of the Brackley game that was called off in the end. There's been 2 clean sheets since then. How has the balance been? I know you'd be frustrated that we've conceded quite a few, but 2 clean sheets in there as well.
Yeah, it's you know, it's frustrating for me on a selfish point. You know, I want to get as many clean sheets as I can to help the boys, but obviously it's a team game, obviously, and you know, the realisation is I'm not gonna get a clean sheet every game, and that is what it is, and that's where, you know, the likes of Danny and Cal and Scalzi and whoever else to chip in and sort of get us over the line. So no, it's working well at the moment. We're gelling really well, and we seem to be doing okay.
You've been happy with your personal contributions recently?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it's difficult because, you know, I mean, I could go through games without touching the ball, and then, you know, I can go through games with you know, having 5 or 6 saves to make and everything else. So I just think for me, if I can do the basics well, then, you know, it sets a tone for the team, and, you know, it hopefully puts us in a good stead to win the game.
Scarborough this weekend, and I think by their own admission they're probably disappointed where they are in recent form. What are your thoughts on them? Because they're the first team that beat us this season. Yeah,
listen, you know, anyone can beat anyone in this division. I think we've seen that a few times, and like you say, we lost early on in the season there, and they were good. We were poor, and they're going to be a handful Saturday. So yeah, like I said, we need to do the basics and just do what we can do and make sure we're good at the basics of what we do. And I think, you know, that'll put us in a good position to win the game.
Another test for you and the defence. I know Domter is very, very good, and obviously Benno will want to make an impression against us, won't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, obviously Benno's a good lad, and he was here and known Benno a while. So yeah, knowing what he's like, he's going to want to get one back on us. So yeah, I think if we nullify him, because listen, he's a good centre forward. Like, he's played in the Football League and he's played at a very good level. So we know what he's going to bring. If we can nullify him, and hopefully we can nullify their threats.